Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. And today we find ourselves back in the apartment, not the basement, unfortunately. We're gonna finish the desk that we started last week. Now let me show you what we're gonna be doing. First of all, just a quick update. These are the two cabinets that are gonna be for my desk. This one is a normal cabinet where the drawers open and close. I already started filling them up with things. And down here is for the files. And as for this one, we didn't put in this drawer because we are going to be putting a shelf so that my Mac Mini could be stored right on this shelf instead of it being on the desk like you see here. Also, as you guys saw, this is a drawer. I made this into a cabinet door because in there is going to be stored that battery backup. And what we're going to be using as a shelf is that wood there. It's black melamine. We're gonna have to cut it to size because it does not fit. And we are going to make the best out of it. We also have two grommets here to make holes in the bottom, in the back, in the bottom, and in the back of the top so that the wires could go from the top to the bottom so you could connect, you know, power. And I'm also gonna be putting my hard drive in the bottom just so that it has more breathing space. And also the hole on the top is gonna be so that the wires will come up to the monitor. So let's bring this to the basement, get this cut, and put that shelf in so we could start setting this up permanently. Now that I have everything in the basement, let me show you what I'm gonna be doing. This has to be 13 inches from here to here and 22 inches from here to here. So it's 22 inches deep, 13 inches wide. Now, when I ordered this melamine, it came in a disaster of a box. So this edge is a little bad, and these two edges are terrible. So as you can see, if the camera could focus, this corner is bashed up, and it's the same on the other side, as you can see here. So we're going to be cutting off this end, and then since this is 14 inches, we're going to be cutting off an edge off of this one because it's the bad one. This is the bad corner, this is the good corner. So that's what we're going to be doing. So make sure you look at your melamine board when you get it and make sure that you're cutting out all the bad parts of the melamine because you will hate to have this kind of stuff on your finished piece. And also, as you guys know, melamine does chip. So we're going to be doing some test cuts over here since this is a 48 inch long piece. We're going to be cutting over here without tape, then with tape, and see what looks better and what's the best route to take. I'm really nervous about chip out. I do not want any chip out on the final cuts. We're going to be hoping that the tape is good enough for there's no chip out. Worst case scenario, I have some masonite here, so I'll put the piece of masonite where I'm going to cut, and maybe that will prevent the chip out from happening. So yeah, so let's set up this camera, let's mark all my edges and make some sample cuts on the other side. So this is the cut now with the tape. As you guys can see, there is a bit of chip out all throughout. But one thing I found interesting, this is a piece that shows both sides, one with and without tape. And as you can see, this side was where it was facing up, and this side is where it was facing down. And the side that's facing down is a very, very clean cut. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using the tape, but the good side will be facing down so that we can get a clean cut like that one. Also, I do not have a table saw anymore. I sold my saw stop, so we are cutting with this guide on the circular saw. It's not the best guide in the world, but for this occasion, it's the best I have, and we're just gonna make that work. If I don't use that guide, I would have to use like a level to span across and get that cut. And now that I look at this cut, it's not perfectly straight, even though I had the guide. So as I'm setting everything up, I'm going to be thinking about if I'm going to be using that guide or the level as a guide. Let's see. But for now, let's cut this to its final dimension from there to here, which is 22 inches. Since this cut is not going to be seen, and we could do a test. So let's do that now. All right, together, let's see how it came out. So we have a couple of chips here, but this is the bottom side. Let's see how the cut looks on the other side. Oh, this is clean. This came out perfect. This came out perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. So as you guys saw, I didn't go with the guide. That is a little chipped, but this goes in the back anyway, so we don't have to worry about that. As you guys saw, I didn't use the guide. I decided to go with the trial and true method of using the level, and it turned out great. This is perfect. I just realized that this chip side is gonna be seen. I'll color that with a marker and that will be gone. So now all we have to do is clean up the basement and then bring this piece upstairs and check if it fits. Here I have the piece and it fits. I made it 22 inches, so we have a bit of, what is that, like a 1/4 of an inch play. And yeah, I have to admit something. I made this 13 inches and it did not fit. It fit in the front, but in the back it was extremely tight. So I had to take this back out, bring it down to the basement, and I cut it to 12 3/8, which left it with a bit of play, as you can see. But the way we're going to be holding it in place, it's gonna be fine. It's more than enough. Which, what we're gonna be using to keep it in place is pocket hose, because it's simple and easy to do. So let's go downstairs and do that now. So there you go. The shelf is 100% in. That's not going anywhere. The computer fits perfectly. The computer is 2 inches. We have 1 3/4 inches, which is perfect. Then we have this door down here. That's working perfect. The reason why I haven't put in the drawers yet is because it is time to start making the holes in the back. So what we're gonna be doing is we're going to be making a hole in right there, right around there where my finger is, in the back, a little bit off from where that screw is. And we wanna do it on that side because I'm gonna be making the hole on this side for the wires to come up from the bottom. And if in the future, my computer's heating up and everything down here is gonna be heating up, because I'm gonna be putting in the plug here and the hard drive, I'm going to be leaving space up here in the right side, on the left side, also on the left side down here. So if I need, I could put a fan back there that will pull the air through. So that's why we're doing it on the right side. So yeah, so let's start making these holes and putting those grommets. So that's it. This cabinet is officially done. Check that out. So we got the shelf and the hole in the back right there. This is where the Mac Mini is gonna go, right in this area. Then the wires are gonna go down and then into this area where we're gonna have the plug, and the wires from here are also gonna go up. That's gonna power the monitor that's gonna go on top and everything else. So this is pretty much done. So off camera, I'm gonna disconnect all the hardware, like the computer, the monitors and everything, get everything hooked up in this area so that in the side, we'll be only sticking out the wires that has to go up. And then we're good. So let's get this done. Let's get this in its place and my new setup all ready to be used. All right, everything's in place. As you can see, the Mac Mini's in place. Some batteries for my camera. And in the bottom, let me put my light on. And in the bottom, we have the battery backup with the plugs and the hard drive. So everything is in place and it looks clean from the outside. Then in the back, we have some wire management. All the wires that get powered straight to the bottom, also the wire for the hard drive, and then everything else going to be plugging to the 2 screens. This stuff, for the most part, is temporary. There's 2 wires going to the monitors because they have some USB connections behind it, which are being used for like the camera and other things. So those 2 USB wires might be gone in the future when I get a much better updated monitor. But in the meantime, this is the setup we have. So yeah, I'm not gonna get into all the wires because everyone's setup is different. So it is what it is. If you are interested in this clip, these wire managements here, which are these right here, I'll leave a link in the description so you could go and grab a pack of those. But now let's get rid of this temporary table and get that top on top of these 2 cabinets and put this permanently where it goes forever. So the desk is in and 100% done. Let me show you the work that was done today. We made this shelf. We made the holes in the back, which you can't really see,
But the whole purpose of this was getting everything off the top and moving it down here to this corner, which is everything being, you know, the battery charger for my camera and the Mac Mini. If you have a laptop, this will also work. Laptops have like the plug that you could do one plug and everything connects to the screen on top. So you can have that down here and then plug in the power and that wire and then have everything set up here. And also we have this door down here. This is all connected and working well. I might have to put a fan because we have the radiator here and they might be heating this up maybe a little bit too much, but we're going to have to see with time. I don't want to do that work when I do not have to. So for now, this is gonna be it. This is my setup right here. For now, I'm gonna be adding more things in the future. I might be making a hole in this top somewhere in that area when it comes time to get a new screen. I'm looking to buy a screen that's 49 inches and is the ultra wide one. So I could get rid of everything that's up here. The only thing that should be up here is the mic and the headphones and then little things like that. That's me, by the way. So yeah, so that's my setup. We have some wires down here, but I just put a plug right on top right there to hold the wires up, but it looks fine for now. It would do, and I'm happy with how this setup came out. It wasn't difficult to do this shelf down here. If I had a table saw, it would be much easier, but I sold my saw stop and didn't buy another table saw, but yeah, I really messed up on that one. I should have got me a nice little cheap table saw so I could just cut this up very quick with the cheap table saw, but whatever, it is what it is. I used my circular saw to get that work done, so it's all good. Most people have circular saws at home anyway, so that will show you how to do that if this is what you're looking to do. I really enjoyed this Ikea hack. I've done Ikea hacks before, I just never done it this heavy, where I literally got rid of one whole drawer and made a drawer into a cabinet door. I've done things like cut a cabinet down so it could be shorter and things like that. So if that's something you want to see more of, let me know in the comments down below. In the future, I'm going to be buying obviously more stuff for the apartment, and I'll look for ways how I could modify them. And if you guys are interested in seeing that, I'll show the modifications on the channel. But if not, I'll just do it off camera. And yeah, we'll keep focusing on bigger projects. Now that I brought up bigger projects, let's go down to the basement so I could give you an update. So down here in the basement, the first update is this top. This top is extremely delayed, but we just gotta wait for that to come in. I'm hoping this is the next video. I hope it comes out at the right time. The reason why it's delayed is because it's Christmas time. And yeah, this video is coming out in January, but right now in present time, while I'm recording this, it's a week before Christmas, and we're just gonna have to wait till this top to come in. So if you're interested in this video, I'll leave a link in the top right corner, and you can see how I made this template and why I made it, so you can be updated with next week's video. The other update is this door. The door from the upstairs in the apartment is gonna be coming down here, and a better door is gonna be installed upstairs in the apartment. It's a wood encased in metal door upstairs, so we have to wait for that door to come in. The door is in the storage room of the hardware company that I ordered it from, but we're just waiting for the hardware. As soon as the hardware gets here, we are able to paint the doors and install them. So I have a lot of things lined up. It's just a matter of waiting for those things to come in. I hope you guys could be patient with me because there's nothing I could do about those things. I really want to get this place done, as you guys can imagine, since this has been going on for about a year. I started this project in the basement, the dolly down here. I released that video in December 4th, 2021. So it's been over a year now. So yeah, this is great. So this is where I'm gonna close the video. So I hope you guys learned something new. And if you did, you can show me by giving me a like. Any comments or questions, write it in the comments down below. I'll be sure to answer every single one of them. And if you're interested in seeing more Ikea hacks or seeing this basement done, consider subscribing. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Thanks.